What's up guys, it's Megan. So today we're gonna do a little bit different video. Joel and I just went on our venue tours, and I wanted to upload that video first of all the venues that we went and looked at, kind of what we went with, but my camera that I film with, the cord is lost because we just moved from Corvallis to Bend. Also, hello Ernie. This is Ernie puppy. This is Ernie. He's 7 weeks old and he's a little pet, and he's got all those little spots on him. And he's a sweetie. He's also a pain in my ass, but he's so cute. We love him. And he's sleepy right now. Anyway, but I wanted to upload that video of the wedding venues first, but the camera cord's missing and I have to go find it and dig it out wherever it is, so oh well. I'll upload that one at some point. But in the meantime, I thought I'd kind of give the lowdown on the move. So we moved from Corvallis to Bend. We stayed about 5 or 6 months in Corvallis. It wasn't very long. But when we decided to move back, we broke our lease at our apartment. We found a new place that we loved. It was an amazing price, and we decided that we wanted a little bit of financial security and just a little bit easier transition, so we took a loan from my family, my parents, and we have a payment plan and it's all good. You know, it's never fun to have to borrow money from family, but just for our own financial security and, you know, stress, it was just easiest to do it that way. But after working with who we thought were attorneys and people who we thought were really good, we got scammed. So we lost out on the house. We lost about $22,430. And we have, you know, no home that we're, you know, looking at right now. We're staying at Joel's parents' house, his family's house, so, you know, it's not an ideal situation, but, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so the home that we looked at, the home that we thought was amazing, the day before we were supposed to move in, it just seemed kind of weird, kind of off, and I called my parents for a little bit of help, and we did a little more research, and the house was on the market and pending for sale, and the people that we were talking to were frauds, so I immediately went to my bank and went to PayPal and went to the people who we were working with, and we also went to the police, and no one could help us. You know, there's an open investigation through the police, but there's really not much you can do there. It just kind of is what it is because it's all cyber stuff, so there's not really a way to track it. Yeah, unfortunately, we lost out on a lot of money, and in hindsight, looking back on it, there's definitely a lot of red flags, but, you know, when you're in the moment and you're going so fast, you just kind of skip over things. And, you know, being a first-time, Joel's not a first-time renter, he rented the apartment, and then I moved into his apartment later down the line, so I never actually had to go through the process of it, but I was the one that was taking the lead on this house, so, you know, that was my mistake. But I thought I would put out a little video, a little PSA on, like, you know, the things to look for when you're getting a house online. And when you listen to this, you're probably going to be like, well, this is obvious, like, obviously don't do this. But when you're in this situation, it's so insane how realistic people can make everything. It's kind of insane. So basically, we found the house on Craigslist. Already, people are going to say it's a red flag. A lot of rental companies, like property companies, actually, they have their websites and they go through like Zillow and stuff like that and like rent.com, but they also put themselves on Craigslist. It's really, really common for that to happen. So it wasn't like it was out of the ordinary to find a house on there. That was, you know, there's a lot of places that are on there. Also, a lot of places on Zillow are still through, and a lot of them are through companies. Okay, buddy. He's like growling. They're through, like on Zillow, they're through private owners that aren't going through a realtor or a rental company. And so I wasn't too off put by that either when they said that they were, you know, privately renting out their home. They did, however, I never actually got to talk to them on the phone, which people are going to be like, oh my god, Megan, that's so dumb. Always talk to them on the phone. Always meet them in person. These people, they were like, we're in California. We're visiting family. We had to move out here for family reasons. They were always super, super quick to respond, which was kind of interesting. And I just thought that was like amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so nice how I like email them and 10 minutes later I have an email back. Probably not realistic for most people, so I should have thought about that too. Anyway, we paid for the rental, like the application fee, which is $100, $50 each for Joel and I. We got the contract, and there was an attorney's name on there, did everything like that. We were using the Cash App a lot for paying for stuff, and the Cash App stopped working, so we tried PayPal. PayPal didn't work because they were in California, so like, how do we get the money? And they asked for a wire transfer. And honestly, I don't really know that much about banking stuff, and so I wasn't really thinking wire transfer is anything weird. I thought it was more like a deposit, which it kind of is, but it's just there's no tracing it really, which I didn't realize. But I went into the bank to do the wire transfer, and one of my really good friends, who's also my banker at Selco, she was like, she didn't have any weird suspicions about it either, even though she was the one helping me with it, because I showed her everything, and she's like, oh yeah, it looks good. And my parents had looked at all the contracts, they'd seen the attorney stuff, like everyone thought it was fine. No one thought there was anything weird about what was happening, really. I mean, obviously they're not talking on the phone, and like they were in California, it was kind of odd, but we're all like, oh, you know, people's life situations, they don't really know what's happening. We just didn't really put that much thought into it. But like I said, the day before we were supposed to move in, the day we were moving back to Bend, they said that they had another renter. Sorry if you can hear the dogs barking. There's 8 people living in this house. 8? 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 10 people living in this house, and there's many, many animals. Anyway, but they said they had another renter who was wanting to use the place for their company, which I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, you should have to have like laws around like what you're gonna do there, because they wanted to print newspapers or something. I'm like, all of a sudden I was kind of like, that's a little bit weird. Like, that's not quite right. And they said they're offering to pay 6 months upfront rent. And then they're like, if you can pay 4 months up front, then I'll cover the last 2 months, and, you know, we'll call it even. Because the guy was like, oh, my wife really wants to rent to these people. It's going to ruin the house, and so I don't want that. I want to rent to you guys because you guys are going to take care of it. And I'm like, oh my god. So I call my parents, and I'm like, help. What do I do? And this is after we've already paid the lease, and we've already paid the last month's rent. So we had, at that point, paid the $2,430, because the rent was $1,330, and Bend was pretty cheap. And this was a 3-bed, 2-bath, and it wasn't a huge place, and it was on the busy road, but it was new construction. It was really nice, and it was just really cheap for Bend. Like, normally that kind of a place would go for like closer to like $1,800 to $1,900 a month. Anyway, so, oh my god, this dog. He's so cute. Anyway, so we call my parents, and I'm like, what do I do? And they're like, well, we can't do any more money, really. Like, we can't really give you that much more. They're like, we can, but this seems kind of weird. My dad's like, let me do a little bit more research on them beforehand. So he goes through some friends, and he finds out who has a title on the house. It's some Vietnamese couple. It's not the people that we're talking to. Totally different names. Not at all who we thought it was. And originally they had told us that the house, when we first started talking to them, they're like, yeah, the house is, we were going through we were going to sell it, and, you know, our realtor ended up being a piece of shit, and so we decided to take it off the housing market and just put it out for rent. And so they had like a sale pending sign out front. I was like, oh, it's just because, you know, the house was going to sell, and they haven't taken it down yet because they're in California. I'm stupid. That should have been like a huge red flag, like, oh my god, you can't move in here. But my dumb ass didn't think. I was just like, oh, I'm so excited. And we went and looked at the house on the outside and like looked through all the windows and stuff, which is like, so illegal now, but oh well. Anyway, but what was I saying? oh yeah, so my dad looked it up. Different people had their names on the title. I went back to the people and said, I want a refund on all my money. I'm like, you need to do this. I alerted the cops. I called the police. They have all your bank information, all of your information that I have from you. Like, you need to give me back all the money. And that was the last I heard from them, really. They're like, okay. And I'm like, I will send you the basic bank information that you need. So nothing that they could actually, like, get into my account with, but, like, the basic information that they needed to be able to, like, send money back. And I never got anything. PayPal, that was a bust. Yeah, all of it, we just lost. Every single penny. So, luckily, only half the loan went to rent, or went to that house. The other half went to breaking the lease, which we wanted to get out of bed anyway, so it just kind of was like the push to get us there. So I'm not really mad that we broke the lease so early, because we were really unhappy in Corvallis. We're much happier here, even though we're living with 8 other people. But yeah, so that's kind of all the warning signs, guys. Like, you can get all the documentation, you can see attorneys' names on there, but, you know, it's sketchy. It's very sketchy, and I never really thought about people scamming other people on the housing market. Like, I never really thought that was a thing, which, you know, that just proves how naive I am. But I just thought I would let you all know and kind of, like, teach you, like, what the warning signs are and, like, what all can happen, because now we're in a position where, you know, we moved, we didn't have jobs set up. I now am working for a realty company out of DC, which is super nice, and I work remotely from home, and I'm on a commission-based job, so I won't start really bringing in a lot of money until 4 to 6 months from now. But so far it's good, and I have enough, it'll pay enough money for us to get by, and hopefully we can move in the next 2 or 3 months. That's the hope. Joel got a new job that's paying more than his old job was. We're going to put him back in school as soon as we can afford to. And yeah, it's just crazy. It's so crazy. Like, you need to be so careful nowadays. It makes me wish that the internet wasn't invented for home searches, because I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible. Like, I would not wish this on anyone, to have to go through the stress. And I mean, house hunting can be really fun for some people, and I feel like other people are like, I hate this. I was so excited. I was like, this is the first time we're doing it. We're finding our home that we're gonna be in, like, through our wedding. Like, we could have our kids when we're in this house still. I was so pumped. And then to have it just kind of ruined for us, not even kind of ruined, to have it ruined for us, and to lose all of our savings, to lose, you know, all this loan money. Because I mean, you know, I say it's $2,430. A lot of people, it's not gonna sound like that much, but when you're 19 and 21 and you've been living on your own already for like 6+ months, and you're paying for a car, you're paying for a wedding, you're paying for insurance and like health insurance, car insurance, phone bills, utilities, everything, it ends up adding up really fast. And, you know, we just weren't in the position, no one's in the position to get scammed, but we really weren't in the position to get scammed. Like, it kind of ruined any opportunity we had for wanting to move again for a little while. But it is what it is. And yeah, so just be careful, and I thought I would let you guys know what's up with that. And, you know, if it helps anyone, if they're in a similar situation where you've been scammed, whether it's for a house or for whatever else, like, I sympathize, I empathize, I know what it's like, it sucks, and I'm sorry that happened to you. And if anyone has any tips for how to kind of get your life back on track after you've been scammed so heavily, please comment down below and let me know, because Joel and I are both still like a little bit numb, like, what the hell just happened? Because this was like probably 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Hasn't been that long, but 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and we're still like, oh my god, that really happened. Like, we haven't really been talking about it to each other, because we're just in awe of what happened. Like, I can't believe someone could do this to anyone. Like, it takes a special kind of person to be able to do that. And now we're just both working our asses off. I'm still in training for my work. he went back to his old work at Albertsons, and he's doing like 4 different positions there, and he's working over 40 hours a week now doing that. Luckily he got more pay than before, and we're just like trying to buckle down and get our lives back together, because I feel like a disappointment. I feel like I let myself down. I feel like I let him down. I feel like I let our families down. Yeah, it just sucks. It does. And I love my puppy. This is so random. I love my puppy. It's gonna sound like a tangent. I love my puppy, but we got him the day before we got scammed, thinking that we were gonna have a home for him to run around in, a place for him to, I feel better about him messing up our house than our family's house. And now he's messing up the family's house. So I love him, and everyone loves him, and he's a sweetheart. But it's just an extra burden that I feel like we're bringing into their house versus, something that we can, we still enjoy him and we love him, but something that's our dog that we're taking care of and other people can just enjoy. He's also their problem now. And we have a cat too, but she's pretty calm. Unfortunately she went to heat like the week we got here, but she passes through that pretty fast and she's pretty calm otherwise. But it's just kind of crazy what all happened, and this video turned out way longer than I thought it did. But anyway, if anyone comes at me for saying that I don't love my dog, I'm gonna be really mad, because I love him more than anything. He's a sweetheart and he's totally zonked out right now. But I'm just saying that circumstances make things harder to have a new puppy than what we originally thought we were gonna have happen. So that's all. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you thought it was informational, or informational. Anyway, yeah, have a good day, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.